Hi, guys.
Hi. I haven't seen you in so long.
I know, it's been
Ages.
forever.
Forever. I mean, how so much life has passed? That's a lie. A lie. Hi, how are you?
You sit on a throne of lies.
Good.
Just dandy.
Fabulous. Should any thoughts that we need to open with?
Yes, I have a story.
Oh, please.
So a good friend of mine is getting married. I am in her bridal party,
Oh.
and I needed to order a dress.
Yeah.
So I went to Azazi, as one does.
Yes.
Same website we used for Kelly and Jansen's wedding back in the day.
Yeah.
And the only stipulations was it needed to be floor length and black. That's what all the girls are wearing.
Easiest bride ever.
Love.
Yeah, love it. She said, any style you want, any fabric, don't care. It just needs to be floor length and black.
What a doll.
So go into Azazi, pick out a dress. Really like it. It's very pretty. But I wanted to do because they'll chart. You can do the $10, and they'll ship you the dress free, other than the $10. You don't have to pay like shipping or anything, and they send it with the little shipping label to send it back if it doesn't work.
Got it.
And so I did that. I put the dress on like over my head just to like slip into it.
Yeah.
And then quickly realized I couldn't reach the zipper to get me out of it.
Oh no.
Luckily, I have really great neighbors
Uh-huh.
and a really great neighbor who I've gotten to know pretty well
Mhm.
and have her phone number. And so I called her, and I know she works from home. And I was like, hi,
Oh no.
can you come to my front door?
All the single ladies. All
Yeah.
the single ladies.
And
I
so
love
she
it.
came over to unzip me out of said dress because I
amazing.
couldn't reach the...
You're like,
It was just,
"I'm
like,
stuck.
just at the right place, too high on my back,
Yeah.
that I couldn't reach it
Oh no.
without dislocating a shoulder. So
I do the hanger trick. She didn't think about that.
no.
She didn't think that far ahead.
No.
Did you ever have a neighbor that you loved growing up? Or were you ever friends with your neighbors? Yeah.
Yeah, like when I lived in Colorado Springs,
Mhm.
I was like best friends with my next door neighbor.
Oh.
And I would go over to her house all the time and have sleepovers
Aw.
and like play and stuff and
Aw,
everything.
That's so special.
I was also really good friends with this woman that lived across the street who was like maybe in her 30s at the time.
Oh.
I'm like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Because I was friends with the girl that had lived in that house, and then they moved, and then these were the people that bought the house.
Yeah.
And she didn't have any, she was married, she didn't have any kids, but she had a bunch of birds.
Oh.
But like she had 2 of every kind of finch you could think of. She
Oh.
had a couple of lovebirds and like a few
Oh.
parrots and stuff.
Yeah.
And she would let me come over and like play with the birds and like hang out with her. But I'd go over all the time, and we'd watch movies, we'd have snacks, they'd have me over for dinner all the time.
Oh.
I was just like
What a little delight.
this kid that they didn't have that I would just like go hang out at her
Oh.
house.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's
I like to
sweet.
think that James and I are that for our neighbor girl. I've been helping with pickups and drop-offs at school the first couple weeks because she's in a new school, and she's taking the bus for the first time. The bus has been an interesting thing for her to learn.
Yeah.
And an interesting thing for them to like forget children. They just forgot her. The bus left her because she was one block. She was on the corner that she was supposed to be on.
Yeah.
But all the kids, for some reason, have migrated to another corner, and she doesn't know why, and no one is communicating to her if the corners have changed.
Yeah.
So she was on, literally, we're talking one block. One corner, they're on the other, maybe 100 feet away, less than. Bus driver passes the stop she's supposed to be at and just goes and picks up all the other kids and then leaves her.
Oh my gosh.
Calls me crying. I'm like, where's your mom? She's at work. Okay. I was like, I didn't know I was
How old is
becoming
she?
the emergency contact, but okay. She's 11. She'll
Okay.
turn 12 this year, or she'll turn 12 next February. Or
This school year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sad, but
Poor baby.
I always want to be that kind of neighbor because
Yeah.
I had a neighbor like that too. But she was way older. It was before Halsey was born. It was the first house we ever lived in after Jansen was born. And I'm pretty sure she lived alone. Must have been in her 60s. And Jansen and I would go over there for like little tea parties with her right across the street, and we would watch Thumbelina. That was the first time I had ever watched Thumbelina was at her house, and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And she introduced us to so many random like old British movies, like kids movies, and I don't think this was the first time that I saw this movie, but the old Chronicles of Narnia movies from BBC. My faves.
So fun.
She had those too, and we would watch them. She had like the most eclectic little house, lots of tea sets, lots of like thingamajigs.
Yeah.
I love that though.
I love it. Yeah, she would give me, sorry, just to finish really fast, but she would give me, she also like would rehabilitate wildlife and stuff. So she had like squirrels that would like a whole setup for like squirrels. And I remember like
Snow White over here.
Yeah, honestly, like we would like bottle feed these squirrels to like bring their strength back. And she loved like flowers and orchids and stuff like that, so she always had so many like plants in her house too. And she gave me I have a stamp collection,
yes,
like
I know.
postage stamps.
Yes,
she's the one that gave it to me, and they're from all over the world that I need to figure out how to like review them. I don't know how to like
and display them.
Yeah.
Do you have them in like a binder or something?
They're in a box. Yeah.
Cool. Do you know what happened to her?
They moved. I think her husband was in like the military or something, like maybe the Navy.
Interesting.
I think we're friends on Facebook.
Oh,
I might be wrong, but
we'll find out.
yeah.
How cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Love little neighbor stories. I think it's so weird that
I think we've talked about I was good friends with the neighbors who lived directly across the street from us.
we talked.
Because they had a son that was my exact age. We were born in the same hospital, like weeks apart.
Yeah.
And so grew up with him and their family, and then there were family who had like all girls right down the street too, and I was the youngest, and I were the same age.
Yeah.
And so we were close too. And then when we moved, I did get to know the kid who lived across the street from us, in the house that was near our high school.
Mm-hmm.
The house you met Jansen.
Yeah.
In. And he and I ended up going to high school together, so we kind of stayed friends all through high school. But
I love that.
Neighbors.
I love how easy it is to make friends as kids.
I know.
so much simpler.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok earlier that was like adults pretending, but like kids on vacation, how you like make that vacation friend, and you guys do everything together. You go swimming every day together and all this stuff, and it's like, okay, bye. Like,
never see you again.
yeah, but it's like so easy.
I know. But then you hear about those kids who met when they were 5 years old on a random vacation, then they meet again as adults and they get married. Like I just saw on TikTok like that they had this random picture where they were on the same beach having the same vacation, but their families were separate. But in the picture, in the background of her pictures is him and his grandma. And then they were going through pictures when they were getting married to like put pictures in the slideshow. And they saw that picture and he noticed his grandma, and then he noticed himself. He's like, what is happening?
That's so crazy.
So weird.
Golden thread.
Like we were meant to be.
So cute.
Yeah.
Also, did you know that there's golden birthdays, right?
Yeah.
There are diamond birthdays. Did you know what these are?
No, but I love my golden birthday because that's when we went to Vegas.
That was a fabulous trip.
What's a diamond birthday?
When you turn the age of the year you were born.
Oh boy.
I know.
I wait until I'm 96.
Yeah, and I gotta wait till I'm 89. But what's funny is
I'm not gonna live that long.
all of the Gen Zers don't have them because they were all born in the early aughts, so they already had them when they weren't even cognizant that that was
I was
happening.
born in 2002. Yeah.
I kind of like that. I have to wait till I'm 89.
93. Oof.
You'll be spry.
Yeah, I hope so.
Think of the dress. A fabulous dress. That'll be a fabulous birthday.
Yeah.
And an excuse to have like a random birthday on like 89 instead of my 90th. Like just ball out for my 89th.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
I better be getting some diamonds.
Duh.
Right?
That's the point. Hey, Sundays are made for blank. What's your answer?
Naps.
I wish I could nap.
Naps.
I wish I could nap too.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I got to take one nap. My body let me take one nap recently, but I woke up to messes.
No, from the dogs?
No.
They rejected your nap by rejecting their food? That's not cool.
Hutch had some
Tum-tum problems.
Butt
bum issues.
Hutch.
Upstairs.
Like
Come
you're
on.
watching
On
this.
the carpet.
Oh, come on, man.
I was very sad. I was like, I felt so good after that nap, and then I like walked down the hallway and I was like,
Merp.
but yeah, I wish I could take naps.
No, Sundays are for reset and a nap.
Yeah.
I reset all morning, and then I take a solid midday nap.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Mhm.
Sundays are our rest days from the gym. We usually we try to either go swimming or go for a walk, or I'll do the walking pad. So active rest days. And we usually get the growth wreath and do some chores and then, reset for the week, get ready for the week. But I kind of Mondays are my admin days. So I do a lot of cleaning on Mondays and errands. So I feel like Sundays can be a little more chiller. What do you got for a Jacques?
Well, my Sundays, I would say, are reset days.
I'm sorry. You answered the nap. I thought you answered the question.
Sorry.
No,
No.
you're good.
Yeah. My first reaction was to say reset because I feel like that's the day that, like, I get our groceries. I get mentally prepared for the week. I do laundry usually. I try to be
It's a lot
productive.
of mental preparation for
Yeah.
the week mostly.
Yeah.
It's a lot of going,
ready.
you have to go to work. You need money to be alive.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you get Sunday scaries?
No,
good.
not really.
That's good.
It depends.
Not really.
Like,
Good.
I feel like I'm going to have them this week because
It's going to be
my whole week is just full.
yeah.
So I'm not very much looking forward to that. But
Yeah.
I will say I usually do get them after a pod weekend.
Oh.
Not in like a super bad way. It's just in the way of like I don't get as much alone time,
Sure.
obviously, when we're doing a pod weekend, and then I have to go right into a work week, and so it's hard to feel like I get a full reset before I have to launch back into being like so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But usually I get out of here at a decent amount of time
Yeah.
still on Sundays.
And Saturdays.
Yeah.
Depending on if we have an activity or not.
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool. Love a Sunday.
I do too. I'm not sure I understand what this question is, but
Uh-oh. It's probably
what's
mine.
one I am from another country you wish was in the USA?
Law.
There's a very big space.
There is a very big space.
I was like, what?
Because
Okay.
I probably meant to put a tail at the end, and then I just didn't. I just put a stick.
Okay, what's one law? Let me read that again. I was like, this makes no sense at all.
Bigly.
What's one law from another country you wish was in the USA? I don't know laws from other countries.
What were you thinking of when you wrote that question?
Well, I wasn't. ChatGPT was. So there's our first mistake. It doesn't even have to be a law. It could be like a way of life or just something that you've heard of that you're like, well, I wish that was kind of a thing that. Oh, for example.
Free healthcare.
Amen.
Preach.
Amen. A human right. In Norway, nope. Netherlands, lots of canals are happening. During the summer, the Netherland folk will swim home from work. They will bring wetsuits and swimsuits and then these special bags that they can put all their stuff into that are waterproof and zip up. And they'll just float the canals home instead of walking home or driving home because
I want that.
so few people drive there. It's a very big bike city
Yeah.
and bike country. To the point I'm researching a lot of stuff for December, but I'm terrified of the bike situation in Amsterdam because they're very aggressive about it. It is like 80% bikers. It is not a pedestrian town.
But in like winter,
Sure.
it won't be as bad.
I hope so. Yes. But I also can't imagine myself on a bike.
Yeah.
Ever.
Because we went like
I can't imagine James on a bike.
I can't either.
a tandem bike.
Oh, could you imagine the toppling that would happen?
Yeah. When we went to Amsterdam, I think it was in like maybe March or April-ish time.
So still winter.
Yeah, but there weren't a ton, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, but I don't feel like we saw a ton of, and we were probably maybe in different areas, but
No, city center.
it wasn't super crazy with the bikes.
That's good.
But did you know, I might have told you this already, that there are more canals in Amsterdam than there are in Venice?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But I think that's a big misconception of Amsterdam and people that haven't been there, because you just kind of think about the red light district, weed.
Yeah.
The red light district.
And bikes.
And bikes. But yeah, there's canal there. The area that I want to potentially stay in is the canal district, because you have like the coolest views. There's like little shops and cafes. Also, there's a difference between a coffee shop and a cafe shop.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Yeah. I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, for those that don't know, coffee shops are weed shops. Cafes are coffee.
Yeah.
Good to know. I'll go for the coffee shops.
Oh, no.
Obviously, your question just fell. Do you remember what it is?
Yep. But I also still need to answer this one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was the question?
What's a law that you would want?
Yes. I would like the food regulations that the UK has.
Yeah.
The car regulations, and just like road regulations in general in most of Europe are so much better. Like the US is built for roads, not people.
Yeah.
Or built for cars, not people. And I could go into a whole
deep dive
on that. I won't. There is a great Adam Ruins Everything episode about it. You can look it up.
Cool.
But about how the car industry, the reason like jaywalking is a crime is because of the car industry.
Oh, that makes sense.
They funded the legislation to
make jaywalking illegal.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's also racist.
Well, yeah, that checks out.
Fun fact.
A lot of our laws are that.
Yeah. So yeah, I would probably I would like better regulations on cars and
transportation
food and transportation. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Did I answer?
Are you going to get to drive on the Autobahn?
We're not going to be driving until we get to England. So we're doing transit and trains all through the Netherlands, Germany, and Copenhagen. And then we'll fly from Copenhagen to Manchester. And then that's the cottage that we just got for Christmas. And we'll rent a car in Manchester and then drive around the English countryside until we get back to London.
Cute.
Not back, but get to London.
Yeah.
Yeah. Law-wise, I think healthcare, that'd be really nice. There's also, I think I'm just obsessed with the Netherlands. They have this really cool, I don't even know if it's a law, but it's just a concept that in parking garages, there are specific parking spots for women so that they are more well lit and they are closer to the doorways and like home walkways so that they feel safer, because they were seeing so much crime of women having to park far away and not even being able to get home, and it cut down on crime significantly just because they were closer to their homes.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like, I just love that European countries think in this way, think about the future of their people and not necessarily about present materialistic things, which is what I feel like America has always been about. It's always about like, how can I make the quickest buck and how can I only think about myself and my future and maybe the future of my children, but mostly just the future of myself. And that's why birth rates are plummeting. Like that's why the 4B movement is exploding, because why would I put a child into this country? No one is giving me anything to make that an easy possibility. Whereas the Netherlands and Denmark all want to make sure that their future generations start from a great place now instead of 10 years from now. I would love that kind of thing.
Or even like the baby boxes in England.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what these are, but they're these boxes that every parent gets from the National Health Association. And it's a box that it's so every baby starts life in the same way. It's basically a box that can also be converted into like their first bed. And it comes with all of like the bedding and everything for it. And then it also comes with treats for mom and things that she'll need and the first sets of clothes pack of diapers and wipes, all of those things, so that every mom, every baby gets the same start in life.
I love that.
What a concept.
What
So
a concept.
cute.
And then they get maternity leave for a very long time.
Yeah.
And the dad gets paternity leave. What a
And
concept.
there's some countries that are letting the grandparents
Yes,
take
I saw
leave
that.
now too.
Yeah. Sweden,
maybe?
I think
Probably.
so. And they're promoting it as this opportunity to move there, like move your whole family here, because we will make raising your village so much easier, so much more cost effective and safer, because it takes a village to raise a family.
Yeah.
And that village can be however you want it to look like. I don't think it has to be a blood relative or anything like that. It can just be like a mentor type person who you want to be in the baby's day-to-day life. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
If you had to choose any era to live in for a year, which would it be and why?
Of history.
I thought it was a very appropriate question, seeing as the book that we are currently reading.
Oh.
Yeah. What a great segue to plug our book club, Halsey.
Thank you.
You're doing good at that.
Thank you.
Really,
We're currently reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by
B.E. Schwab.
B.E. Schwab.
E. Schwab. This is I brought
The special
a
version.
show and tell. If you're on YouTube or a cut down, maybe we'll put this on a cut down, but I got this. This is a British publisher did these special prints of The Visible Life of Addie LaRue, and the pages are like painted with this cool floral design. And then V.E. Schwab paid artists from social media who submitted their art to go into the book. So the insert cover pages have specific artwork from different artists that are in full color.
That's so cool.
But then on the inside, she did a little insert with the other artists so that you can see their work for different characters in the middle of the book. And they're all I love that she got so many different artists, because they're all different styles.
So cool.
Yeah.
Someone did
Bee
the other
with book.
character, Bee with the book, with Book the cat, and then like the Polaroids. Oh, I just love it so
I just
much.
met Book.
I
You
love
just
Book.
met Book?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Book. And then
Book
the
is a cat
best-
in the book. We'll get to that.
the best part
She signed.
is that V.E. signed it. I'm obsessed with her.
Cute.
cool.
My like manifestation dream, one of many, is that she and I become friends someday.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Manifest.
But yeah,
So far, every book I've read of hers, I'm a big fan.
right?
Yeah.
This is my first, but we'll
Everyone
talk about
is a
it
banger.
in 2 episodes from now. 3.
Three
Three.
episodes.
Episode 42.
Episode 42. We will be discussing this book, so please be reading along, listening. The audiobook is pretty good.
Yeah.
Is it though?
I didn't finish it. I ended up physically reading it,
Yeah.
but it's available on all formats.
Yeah.
I didn't love the audio narrator. I feel like she could have done way better with the voices, in my opinion.
Yeah. I didn't get very far into the book with it
Oh, okay.
because I ran out of time to listen to it
Yeah.
on Libby.
Since you're both reading digitally, in the book they do a stopper page for all of the artwork that they talk about. So they actually put in sketches or pictures of the artwork that she's supposedly in.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
in the
description.
Kindle version
It's
too.
in the Kindle
They're
version.
just really tiny.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
can't like zoom in. So I loved that they had
I've been
like, a full
Googling
page.
them
Oh,
whenever
smart.
they came up.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the other one, the One Forgotten Night, where it's just like the night vision, and then there's a constellation of stars from her freckles in the background. I just love it. I can't wait to talk about this book. Oh, also it's shiny.
Cute.
Wow. So, if you, like Addie LaRue, got to live in an era, what era would you live in?
Oh man, I gotta think about that.
For 1 year.
For one year.
So I gotta fill the silence a little bit.
This is so hard because I obviously
Yeah.
don't want to go back to like the 17 or 1800s. Maybe I do, but maybe I don't. It just sounds miserable. Like no
Yeah.
plumbing.
Do I get to have rights in a toilet?
Yeah, no, literally, that's what I have to think about. But then you start crawling up into the decades. I would love to be there for the 70s, like rock era.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think the clothes are so fun.
Yeah.
The fashion was so fun. Mid-century modern became a thing. Like that, I feel like everything that I love is from the 70s, maybe the 60s. But it wouldn't be the U.S.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be here in the U.S.
It'd be like London in the 70s.
London in the 70s? Oh my gosh. Like being able to see Queen on stage in like a little pub. Yeah. I would die. That'd be so fun.
I think I would want to be an American teenager in the 80s.
Fun. Like breakfast. I can't talk today.
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club. My God.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know it's been very idolized in like every show or movie that I've watched. I'm sure it probably sucked in its own way too. But yeah, I think it would have been an interesting time to be a youth.
The youths in the U.S.
I think so.
Yeah, cool. What about you,
Canada?
I don't know. I feel like I was trying to think like fashion wise.
That's what I did too.
Where I'd want to be. And for some reason, my brain is going to like Bridgerton era. Which, what would that even be?
That's
18.
Yep.
Like mid 1800s.
Like not the Renaissance.
No,
it's
no,
not that.
It's probably like 1860, 1850.
Yeah.
You can probably Google it.
Or like,
but
it's
also
the Regency era.
Yeah. Or like for some reason, I'm also drawn to like, as of right now, I don't know why, like the 1920s.
Ooh.
Or something like that.
1920s New York.
Yeah.
Or the Gilded Age. I do love the Gilded Age.
Maybe.
Okay, if I had to go back, just based on fashion, Gilded Age New York, but I want to be a rich housewife. Rich. And
you want an account at all of the stores?
The major banks and the stores.
Yeah.
And a huge ass mansion on Fifth Avenue with my own carriage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like your ideas.
I think it'd be cool.
Just from a fashion.
Very different.
Yes.
Obviously, that's why I'm like, it's only 1 year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with.
I want to be 18, 1983.
Yeah.
Go to a Bruce wow. I also can't talk.
We're
Bruce
sober.
Springsteen's concert. Like, I don't know, middle of America, 1980s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, and like with my time, like I want to see what it was like, but I like modern medicine.
Yeah.
And
yes.
Electricity and internet.
Period products.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's what I
A
can't
tampon.
imagine.
A tampon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
So I can do it for 1 year.
Yeah.
But I'd like to come home after that. So.
Just not being able to Google anything for a year.
I know.
There's a movie called Jane Austen's Something, and the girl goes back in time and becomes one of Jane Austen's characters for a year, but she falls in love with one of the book characters, and then she tries to figure out a way to bring him back. But she kind of goes through the same exact thing because she shows up in like a leather jacket and jeans, and then she has to figure out like how to get into fashion, like how to not stand out so much, but just enough that he'll notice. I think it's like Romancing Mr. Darcy. No, that's a Bridgerton book. Never mind. But she falls in love with Mr. Darcy in the book, and she steals him from Elizabeth.
Oh,
Yeah.
scandal.
I also think it would be very interesting to like be in England during Pride and Prejudice era too, just from like a transportation and balls and just the rigmarole and pomp and circumstance of being in a court or something. I feel like that'd be fun to experience.
Yeah.
I don't know if my immune system could take it.
True.
It depends on if you're living on grounds with a farm or not.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
Because, like, they were still chucking buckets of pee out the window and that, like, you know, they're...
Again, that's why we need to be, ladies of the house.
Yes.
Of a very rich house, so that someone else has to pitch the pot.
Yeah, I want to be like high society.
High society. Did you Google what era Bridgerton is in?
Yeah, it was between 1813 and 1827.
Wow, way earlier than I thought.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I feel like I'd like to go up a century and be like 19.
Yeah. Gilded Age.
1900.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
There was a little bit more plumbing. Oh, why did you just do
I
that?
didn't mean to. I just wanted it to
Jeez
land on the table.
Louise.
Could
Okay,
you
should we...
please respect the sound stage?
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Respect the studio.
Yeah.
Okay, we got one more for you.
Disrespect your surroundings.
Speaking of the science, we were talking about history and science teachers the other night that were football coaches.
Yeah.
The
Oof.
biology and science teacher at Greenway, who was the football coach, would play music like that on quiz days.
Gotta love
While
it.
you're taking the quiz.
And I already have test anxiety,
Yeah.
and I'm a terrible test taker.
Same.
Love it. How we all passed high school, we don't know.
Oh,
We don't know.
Will alone.
Sweat, blood, and will. Yeah, very unnerving. He was an interesting individual. Hope you're having the life you deserve, sir. Ooh, what was your biggest fear growing up? How light and airy of a question.
I didn't really like the dark very much.
Oh. Do we have a nightlight? No.
Mm-mm.
We had twinkle lights sometimes for Cormus. And we had little trees. Did you have a little bedroom tree?
No.
We had little personal bedroom trees with like miniature ornaments from like the 80s and 90s and little
Tree skirts.
yes, but also what's the stuff you put around the tree?
Presents?
No.
Oh.
No,
Whatever.
The nativity scenes.
Oh yeah, we did have little oh yeah, what happened to those? Anyways, so we got to make like our own
Mom's
little
got them.
we got to make our own little Christmas altar on our nightstands.
Cute. I feel like I might have had a little tree like for a year or two.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it wasn't
It
like
was
a
earlier.
regular occurrence.
Yeah, it was a moment.
Cute.
We love Christmas in this house.
We do.
Okay, so the dark.
Yeah, I didn't like the dark. I just, and I still don't. I don't want to be put in a small space, like
Okay.
very claustrophobic. Don't want to be shut in a room by myself, by somebody else. Like, if I close the door on myself, that's something else.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be like,
Go in
you
there.
know, yeah,
You're staying
or
in
shut
there.
the door.
Did we torture you or something? Did I shove you in a closet or something?
Have you met yourself?
My cousins did that to me
Yeah.
at a we were like all together at like a YMCA camp or something for Thanksgiving, I think, and I definitely got shoved in a closet.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Not a fun feeling.
No.
I don't remember shoving
I was the
you in a
youngest and I
closet.
had all boy cousins.
That's rough.
We had a good mix, but also all of our cousins were a lot older than me.
Yeah.
On dad's side of the family, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had none on our mom's side of the family. And we just didn't do life with them. We only did like celebratory or holiday things, and only to a certain extent of our life, because then it all fell apart. But yeah, the wounding from cousins was pretty. You were beloved.
Oh, absolutely.
She was the baby for the longest time.
Yeah.
And the cherub.
Yeah.
I was plump.
Yeah.
Plump.
What was your fear?
I feel like I didn't really have any fears growing up. I was already living it. I
wasn't going to say it, but
no.
the bad stuff was
The bad
real.
stuff was all around us. I think mostly I didn't want my family to fall apart, and I didn't want to be the reason it happened, and I didn't want anyone to die. So like from the age of 8, all I cared about was making sure Halsey and Jansen were safe from anyone, and that the family stayed together. That was my biggest fear, that the family would fall apart. But that was put on by a parent to make sure that I kept my mouth shut.
Yeah.
Which sucks. But yeah, I didn't like heights I could care less about. I always was doing like roller coasters and stuff like that whenever we would do like Disneyland or whatever. Like nothing, I didn't really care. Yeah. But maybe it's an older sibling thing or an eldest sibling thing.
Yeah.
That I just kind of like, I don't know. I don't have anyone around me telling me to be scared of that thing. And my mom and dad were not the kind of baby parents where they were like terrified of everything happening.
Mm-hmm.
They let us climb stuff and figure it out. It was it was very much a F around and find out.
Yeah.
type of thing.
90s kid parents to the max. To the point where, I think you know this story. Do you remember, did you know that they thought I was kidnapped at one point when we were in the Tucky house?
What?
No.
Helicopters were called. And I had little friends, neighbor friends, and it was the first time that I had like a girl neighbor friend, and she was going to my school, and she lived like not in the block that we were in, but like 2 blocks removed.
Yeah.
But close enough that we could walk there.
It's triggering the memory. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had been swimming at our house, and they were Mormon, and they always wanted me to come over so that I could be witness to.
I had a Mormon best friend too.
I also had a Mormon best friend in elementary school.
I think it's just this area of the U.S. that makes sense. But they always wanted me to come over because they knew that they would never be able to witness at my house. But they had this incredible garden in their backyard, and we had small plots of like house plots. So it was odd that they had so much farm situation happening in the backyard. Yeah. But I just remember we were in our swimsuit t-shirts and shorts and still dripping wet, walked over to their house. And I had told my mom that we were going to go play at Amber's. Walked over, maybe 10 minutes. We're like playing hide and go seek in between the corn rows, because they had literal corn growing in their backyard.
My gosh.
And then I heard
they made use of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
I had heard helicopters, and we were eating like tomatoes and strawberries from the vines. And I was like, having so much fun. Stayed there for like 20, maybe 30 minutes max. And then just started to dawdle on home. I'm dawdling down the street, and I see my mom come out of the front yard screaming bloody murder and running out to me. My dad is yelling at me from the house, also screaming. There are helicopters overhead. All the neighbors are out of the house, all looking for me, and they're just like, "What have you done? Where did you go?" And I was like, eating a strawberry. I'm like, what? I went to Amber's and walked in their garden, and now I'm here, and I told you that I was going there. My mom's like, you didn't tell me anything. I was like, okay. That's and then crazy. I got very in trouble that evening.
Meanwhile, I got left at church many times because they just forgot I was there.
Yeah. Oopsie. That's so crazy though. Like, if they knew you had a friend in the neighborhood, like, why wouldn't they go over to her house and be like, is Bailey here?
I think maybe because it wasn't an everyday occurrence that we would go hang out, or like that I would go walk over there. But I had done it before. It was not the first time. Yeah. But yeah, it was also like the middle of the summer. So the days felt like I could do anything because there was so much time. So I dilly daddled all my live long day. And then I came home to my mom screaming.
It's so wild because I had like a couple friends from school that lived like blocks away, but in the same like neighborhood area. And I would walk to their house. Yeah. Like 5-10 minute walk. Mm-hmm. Wild that
we're allowed to do that.
I was just, they're like, go ahead.
I know.
I'm like, I'm going to Diana's house. I'll see you later. And I'm like,
didn't have a cell phone.
No.
I mean, sometimes mom would be like, call from their house phone.
Sure.
Yeah.
When you get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I didn't have a phone until I graduated 8th grade. Oh. And so, I was just like.
Wild.
And that was young. Yeah. Because I didn't get mine until 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a phone in 6th grade, but that was because we had just moved to a new place. And my parents never knew like where they would be at the end of my school day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it was like, call us or text. We'll tell you like where to go.
Yeah.
Because I had 2 buses I could ride. I could either ride the bus that went out to camp or the bus that went to my home.
Oh, that's cool.
Or my parents would pick me up. So it's like, we'll tell you how to get home. So like every day I'm like, where am I going? How am I getting there?
Let me know, guys.
Yeah.
Maybe because you guys were both
youngest.
Last born. Yeah. Youngest. We need the communication.
Yeah.
For so long too, because we went to school out of our school districts because my mom wanted better schools than what we were living in at the time. So buses, transit, I never took a bus in Arizona.
Really?
I think I might have taken one downtown before I moved, but I
didn't until I started going to college.
Yeah, and I didn't until I moved to
Seattle.
Seattle.
Because I had to take the city bus to get to my community college.
Yeah, gotcha.
And our elementary school didn't have buses because almost every student was from out of district.
Oh. Interesting.
Because it was a school where you didn't have to have a variance or anything. You could just go there.
Interesting.
Because they wanted all the children.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My fear was, I feel like I can't think of anything specifically like as I was a young child.
Yeah.
But I was always I think I still am. Like, end of the world kind of doomsday scared.
Yeah.
But also kind of interested a little bit. But the Mayan calendar was like the countdown for
2012.
that was like December 2012, right?
Yeah.
So I was a freshman in college, so I was going out of state, and I was so scared that I was going to be in this state all by myself and something was going to happen, and like,
You'd be left
what
behind.
would I do? Yeah. Bringing it back.
Yeah. Bring it back. It's all religious trauma.
Yes, I was so scared. And so I was like, something's going to happen. I'm going to be the only one away from my family. I'm going to be so far away. I'm never going to see them again. And
all I'll have is their clothes left behind.
Yeah.
I couldn't find my coworker the other day at work, and I just thought she had just been raptured. And I made a rapture joke.
Oh, no.
And my other coworker was like, "What?"
Yeah, those don't work very well anymore.
They don't land
be
the way
the
they used to.
specific crowd.
Yeah.
Very specific. Okay, now that you say that, I feel like that was kind of in the background of my brain.
Yeah.
As to like why we were doing church, so that we didn't have to live in this world for very long and there would be something else to hope for.
Yeah. And when Jesus comes back, we would all go together.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that it would be
okay.
perfect and we'll all be
I was
together at the same time.
petrified of being left.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that's why I accepted Christ, because that was how it was described to me. Do you want to burn in hell by yourself? Great. Say these words.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true though.
It is. Yeah.
That's a
So
legitimate fear.
Yeah. So,
Very niche Christian fear,
yeah.
but I like it. But it's the I'm kind of interested nuance
Because
that I love.
I'm always so into like the TV shows.
Yeah.
I love The Walking Dead. I
Yeah.
love. That's the only one that can come to my mind at the moment.
No, because what's the one with what's his face that you guys told me that Us?
The
Last of Us.
Thank
The
you.
Last of Us. Yes.
I was gonna say it
So
ends with
good.
us.
Not it ends with us.
No.
Nope.
Do not recommend.
Hard pass.
Yeah, The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I just think I want to know, could I survive?
Oh, you could. You both would.
I-
We've talked about this.
Wait, I had a moment this week with my boss. We were talking zombie apocalypse because it's me.
Yeah.
And I told her my Costco plan, and I said, but I think I've rethought my Costco plan.
Oh, an update.
An update, hot off the press, the new pick, REI.
Oh.
Because REI stores
Uh-huh.
typically also standalone,
Mhm.
large spaces, but easily lock it down.
Mhm.
The one I'm thinking of specifically is over in Paradise Valley, because that's the one I usually go to.
Okay.
That's a co-op. That's not a
It's
full.
Yeah, it's a co-op, so it is a little smaller.
smaller.
But they have all the camping supplies.
Yeah.
They do have weaponry, unlike Costco,
Oh.
and food,
Yeah.
because they have all like the freeze-dried food and stuff, and protein
Yes.
bars and all that kind of thing.
And protein bars.
Bicycles.
Water carriers.
All
You
ki-
wouldn't have
water
to worry about
purifiers.
this. Water purifiers.
Mhm.
I'm going to
snow
Buc-ee's.
gear. I thought Buc-ee's. I thought you were
Brisket
gonna
and
say
cigarettes.
Buc-ee's.
That's all you need.
We're set. And beaver nuggets. Or what are they called?
Yeah, beaver nuggets.
Beaver nuggets.
Beaver nuggets.
They're like Cheetos, kinda.
It's
Oh.
like caramel corn, essentially.
I
Yeah.
Ooh.
could only try one.
Why?
Well, it's
'Cause
made
they're
of
corn.
corn.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
So, but I wanted to know what it tasted like.
I mean, it's
My
not
friend
gonna
calls
kill
them
you.
Bucky Nuggies.
Bucky Nuggies. We're obsessed, y'all. I haven't even been.
Yeah.
So yeah, REI is the new game plan,
Okay, cool.
I like it.
and
I'm on board.
ready.
Have you ever seen the Seattle REI that's right
Yeah.
on the freeway?
beautiful.
It's beautiful. It has this rock climbing tower encased in glass, and then it has an entire park that's has been built, man-made park built up around the REI, so you can go on little hiking trails all around the REI. But it's a city REI, like it's right in downtown, and it's so weird. It's like a forest out of nowhere.
It's
Yeah.
also 2 stories. I
Yeah.
think it's beautiful.
3 because there's a basement level
Oh, that's right.
that no one knows about.
The one in Pittsburgh is also very similar
Oh.
and is really cool.
Can you hear Archie crying?
It's Hutch.
Oh,
It's Hutch.
Hutch. Well, Hutch, thank you for that warning.
Guys, it's time.
It's time. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us for a Jar of Questions episode or a episode.
So aggressive.
You're welcome.
Yeah. That was a lot.
Gesundheit.
If you could please rate and review us on podcast networks, we'd really appreciate it. We want to increase those rates so that more people see us and find out about us. And then if you're on social media or YouTube, leave a comment. Tell us what your fear is.
Yeah.
Or if you're just as equally obsessed with the end of the world as we are. We need more of you.
Where do you plan to go in the zombie apocalypse?
Great. I'm always co-hosted by my sister by blood,
Halsey.
and my sister by contract.
Kelly.
And I'm Bailey. You've been listening and watching Blood and Contracts. We'll see you on the next one. Love you. Bye.